The Football Pod on Off the Ball.
In partnership with AIB.
Proud sponsors of the GAA Senior Football Championship.
Check out #TheToughest for more.
Hello there, and you're very welcome along to a members episode of the Football Pod. It's our 60th podcast of the season. We hope you've enjoyed it along the way.
60?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
It's
Paddy Andrews,
phenomenal stuff.
I think you're tipping away during the week, taking a little break. I might go to bed for the rest of the week. James, I don't know if you've any plans. I know have you got club championship again this week?
I'm up the walls in work and club championship this weekend, yeah. So there's no rest for the week, you know.
Okay.
We have a big do or die game this weekend at home.
Alright. Who are you playing?
Guinea-Gulla.
Did you say it's at home?
Be good in a spelling competition on Guinea-Gulla.
It is actually. You'd have some crack trying to spell that.
G-N-E-V U-I-E-G-U-I-L-L-A
G-E-V
Ed.
G-N-E-E-V-E-G-U-I-L-L-A I think. I could be wrong.
Are you on every week, Jimmy? Is it not every single weekend now? Straight through.
We're on it every week. The way we're going, though, it won't be fucking very long. We lost our first game, so we'll see.
But best of luck in that, James.
It's
Thanks,
too
Tom.
much. There is such a thing as too many pods, and I think we're edging towards that. We'll enjoy the break. I'll say.
I came out a cold sore coming out today. That's a pure sign of, working too hard.
Too
You
many
need to lie
pods.
in or something.
Too many football pods. That's a nice jersey, James.
That is a nice jersey. I'm
Zizou.
You find out, outdo me. Oh, that is tasty. Oh, Zizou.
The jersey company
Unbelievable.
that I eat sent me this down. I'll tell you what, it's beautiful.
Did you get that after my jersey on Monday?
No, I got this
what are
first.
you
You stole
doing
my
flogging
thunder.
jerseys?
The best thing about this, right, is the sleeves are actually tight. You know, some of the old jerseys, the sleeves will be down by the forearms. This is like the bee's knees. I feel like Zizou.
You look great.
I think you must shave
It's a top class.
It is nice. Like, fuck, I love looking at myself in this thing.
And what's that company there, Jimmy? Shout it out there.
TheJerseyCompany.ie.
I love it.
Did I not send you anything?
I never get
Paddy.
anything. All I get is abuse of this pod.
Your DMs must be closed, Paddy.
I am willing
look at that.
to accept some more freebies. Just to put it out there. Anything that's going.
A car.
Just for the record, I'll take
I'm
free
for
stuff.
Okay.
I
It is a
don't know what,
nice. It is a
Jimmy.
very
I
nice.
am willing to promote
You
some
just-
things.
You deserve it, Jimmy. You deserve it.
You're dragging this pod into disrepute. Let's keep moving here because it is a big night for the football pod. We are getting Paddy Andrews and James O'Donoghue to pick their football pod all-stars. This is it. This is the most important selection you will see. Forget about Sunday Sports Radio Team of the Year. Forget about the Sunday Games Team of the Year. Forget about the actual all-stars. These are the football pod stars. And we're going to be getting into that in about 2 minutes. Did you see the madness in Armagh last night?
I did see clips. Yeah.
It was unreal.
McGeeney's speech was good. They said they can't win
Monday
tight
night.
games. They won tight games. That was brilliant.
It was epic.
How many
He
people
a very
there?
receptive crowd as well. Like whatever he says, you're gonna get a serious
140,000.
roar. Like
How many, Tom?
40,000 people.
40.
140,000. 140. I know. I don't know how many. It looked like that. Paddy, you were coming in there. What were you going to say?
no, I was just saying, no matter what, you get up on stage there, you can come out with any old shite, and the crowd are gonna absolutely love it. Like I seen the clips all day yesterday. Sure, off the ball, I think Ashley was up there, and the lads were in great form as you'd expect. The sun was shining. The best of times. And I tell you what, they'll be going at it. Whatever about the Monday club, there'll be a Tuesday club and a Wednesday club and the rest.
Well,
the best of
Kieran
times.
O'Hanlon.
lads.
Kieran O'Hanlon's on the panel, moved his wedding from Saturday to Wednesday. So they've got that Wednesday. And then the Armagh boys have Aaron McKay's stag in Berlin on Friday night. So they're in for
Berlin.
I hope they push back.
God.
I hope they push back club championship for
Great town.
Wednesday.
He
Great
moved
town.
the wedding. When did he move the wedding?
I don't know when he moved it, but I just read it there that he moved it from Saturday to Wednesday. So it must have been short.
The wedding was meant to be last Saturday,
It must have been a Saturday.
And he's moved it
but
to-
the final Wednesday.
and he's moved it to this coming Wednesday. Oh my God! Cancel that, buddy.
Today. Yeah.
Did someone play
Reschedule that.
a massive game this year after being best man in a wedding or something. There's something in my head. They lost. Was
there
it Kilkenny
would have
last year in the hurling final, actually?
No, John Conlon would have legged it after a game from Clare he was best man at his brother's wedding, and he legged it from Semple to the wedding.
Who was in the All-Ireland hurling final last year? Kilkenny Limerick.
Yeah. So it could have been Kilkenny.
I think Kilkenny had a
Was it
wedding the
Richie
night
Reid?
before. I'm pretty
Richie
sure.
Reid, was it?
Was it?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know.
It's a common enough one, lads. You always hear stories of that, like weddings or best mads and they're flying off.
Yeah.
What was it? Remember Galway won in 2001? Who was the other midfielder? Not
Richie-
Kevin Walsh.
Sean O'Donnell. Richie Reid got married at Christmas, so it wasn't Richie Reid, just let you know.
Oh, right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, there's somebody, James. It rings a bell. No, it's a fair point. Paddy, Jardy O'Byrne's got up at one stage and sang a song from the stage. I know Kevin McMiniman would have been a good one for a song at the homecomings as well. Did you ever get up and
Would
sing
have,
or
yeah.
make a contribution on stage?
I was usually being escorted around the back at that point.
Keep him out of the eye line.
Basically,
Supporter.
I really, really enjoyed the All Ireland celebrations each year. So
I thought you'd
I was
have
happy
a
enough
Westlife
with-
song or something in the locker there.
I might have, but no, the homecoming stuff. See, it's Monday evening, and you're looking at maybe 30 hours after the All Ireland final whistle. So I wouldn't have been at my peak 30 hours later. Like, no. Hugh Hurricane in the Boar's Head will testify to this, and Carl Jackson. No. But no, I stayed away from the mic mainly.
Farker sang a song. I think the video cut out that I was watching, but it wouldn't be.
Good crew.
Would you sing a song, Tom?
No.
You had to think about
good
that
on the
because you
bus.
know that I'd catch you if you said yes.
I haven't got a voice for singing.
You don't need one.
James, would you sing?
Exactly. Yeah. No. Get up and say it if you want.
I wouldn't really know. I'd like to, but I must learn off a song.
2. You should do that. Kevin Kilban
Craig
rolls a
David,
cracker.
7 days.
Kevin Kilban rolls out
Go
the sick note.
Tuesday.
Do you know the sick
We
note?
was making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday
like
and
that.
Saturday we chilled on Sunday.
I like that. Just
Definitely
rolls
pulled
off the
that out
tongue.
before.
That would be
Yes,
like
he
a
did.
pure homecoming song as well, actually.
Oh, brilliant. Right. Okay. Again, the pod has been dragged into disrepute. I'm only joking. That was very good. Okay.
That was
We're going to
good.
get
Well
you
done.
to give your submissions for who you think were the 15 best footballers in the country this year. I said there'll be some disagreement between the two of you. I'm going to adjudicate in the middle, and I'll try and get a bit of rhythm on it and make sure we end up with 15 footballers. So, will we start with the goalkeepers, lads?
Only place to start.
Okay.
Yeah, traditionally, yes, we'll start there.
Start with the wing forward.
Who wants to go first?
How
And stick on.
before we get into it, right? How tough was your team to pick, Jimmy? Was
My
this a
team was
slam dunk?
very
Did you
tough to
many
pick.
nailed on players?
I had a couple of nailed on, but I found it tough to pick for different reasons to previous years. Usually there's players jumping out of nowhere at you, do you know, like they're jumping out of everywhere at you, contenders to get in. But I thought that the selection pool was lower. Do you know? I wouldn't like Kerry weren't exactly shooting the lights out. Dublin weren't.
No.
Roscommon weren't. Louder in the quarterfinals. You know, just give them one or two. I'm kind of heavy on the finalists. And when I was seeing the Sunday game team, I was like, oh, for God's sake, you know, they've gone completely heavy on a couple of teams, but I've kind of done similar.
But doesn't that is that kind of saying like the champions? They were so good as a team. You know, there's not like 10 marquee players who were all exceptional. Armagh won the All Ireland because they were a brilliant team and their structure was so good. The same with Galway, probably have a few X Factor players, but they just didn't perform at the level. So it was kind of, you look at Galway 2 years ago, you would have, Shea Walsh has to be in. He was man of match in the final, these type of things. So I was similar. I found it a little bit trickier than maybe other years to get. There's still a couple of absolutely nailed on guys, but probably not as much as previous years, though.
Agreed.
How many contenders did you have for the goalkeeper slot?
Well,
How difficult was it to pick?
I
a
suppose the
goalkeeper?
contenders.
Really,
2 for me, yeah.
James.
I suppose you had Blaine Hughes, You had Patton. You had
Patton, okay.
Gleason.
Even though
I'm not
he had a
sure.
mistake.
And then you have a couple of rank outsiders. And I went, unfortunately for Blaine Hughes, I had a good few Armagh in already. I didn't want to go completely Armagh heavy.
He's picked the
So I
Armagh
went
team.
with, I think, the current best goalie who also played his best football this year, but his team just didn't go far. But his performances from National League all the way through to their last minute in Championship were top notch, I thought.
Who are you going for here? I'm trying to figure it out.
Go on.
I went with
Rory
Morgan.
Beckett, is it?
You want
Niall Morgan.
Okay.
They thrown with a match all year.
No. But I needed to change it up
I can
a
say
small
Morgan
bit.
is exceptional. Morgan is exceptional. Yeah.
If you look at Morgan's clips this year, between his high fielding, his passing, he was kicking marks to fellas. He was hitting outside the routes. He was actually running the game from the sweeper keeper. I thought he had a very good season. And the only contender I had with him was Blaine Hughes. But it was so heavy on Armagh, I felt the responsibility to spread it around a bit. And I think Morgan's deserving.
Okay. No, that's not a
Who'd you go
bad
for?
case, and I agree. I think he's probably the. I did go for Morgan. The two I had was Sean Patton and Blaine Hughes. I thought Blaine Hughes has been exceptional. If you just remember, Rafferty was available for pretty much the majority of the championship. He's obviously coming back off a really bad injury, but Blaine Hughes was exceptional for what Armagh did. Talk about solid as a rock. Kickouts off. It helps when you have a really solid defence in front of you, but I think his inclusion in the Armagh team and the fact that he kept Rafferty out is testament to him. But I went with Pat. Maybe a little bit on that we don't have the whole team being Armagh, but I think Donegal win the Ulster Championship. They're one of the stories of the summer. They get to the All-Ireland semi-final. The goal conceded in the All-Ireland semi-final, Pat could do nothing about that. That's just theory kind of get to the sideline. I thought his kickouts, particularly if you remember back into the Ulster Championship that day, kicked off the championship when they annihilated Derry. He was a weapon in attack, really solid on his kickouts. Saves a penalty in the shootout when they win the Ulster Championship. So I went with Pat. Not a lot between himself and Hughes, but I'm going with Pat in this instance.
Okay. Right, so there's a bit of disagreement there. We'll have to come back and sort that at the end. I'm surprised that neither of you actually went for Blaine Hughes, and I'm surprised that if you're talking about a goalkeeper, that Conor Gleeson isn't really getting much more of a mention. Like, kicks the winner in the Connacht final. His long kickouts were a big feature in the All-Ireland semi-final. I know he's probably rooted to his goal line for the Armagh goal in the final, and it was his mistake for the Armagh goal in the round robin, but I thought he had a pretty good year for Galway. But
He did. No, he did have a good season. But I think that the other couple we mentioned had a better season.
Paddy, do you want to go with your full back line?
Full back line, McCambridge, I thought was outstanding. I think he's probably in the mix for Player of the Year, the way it's gone. He's got really high-profile jobs. Talk about winning those battles. Obviously, the Clifford one, the semi-final stands out. Detail with Shane Walsh, that was one of the most high-profile matchups in the final as well. So he was critical for him. I think he's absolutely nailed on. I went with Forker at full back. I think he's definitely going to get one. Where they play this on the basis, this is the classic All-Star stuff. Just squeeze a fella in somewhere. I think he's absolutely nailed on to get one. Might be at wing back in the actual All-Stars, but his full-back performance on Comer in the final, again, such an important matchup. He nails that. His scores for play, lads, throughout the season, and they're all beautiful scores as well. Like, so we love these type of players. He does all that, the hard work, maybe the unglamorous stuff, but gets up and he has the skill and the quality as well. And then just his leadership, obviously, to All-Ireland with a captain. So I have him at a full-back, and I've pushed Paddy Mogan back into cornerback for Donegal's second All-Star. And again, this is a little bit of jiggery-pokery to get lads in the half-back line. Again, I think all three of those guys will get All-Stars. They may not get them in those positions, but I think Mogan, Galway did a great job at shutting him down in the semi-final, but I thought throughout the season for Donegal he was exceptional. Lit up the championship a couple of times. So that's my full back line, the Cambridge, Forker and Mogan.
That's a fairly attacking full back line.
Throw it in there.
James O'Donoghue, have you any changes there in your full back line that are worth considering?
Yeah, I put McKay in at full back.
Right, no surprises there. Okay.
because I think he's a fundamental part of that Armagh defence. You can tell he's a personality, he's a presence, he's a leader. He's been solid all season, but even that play for the goal, like that's an All-Ireland winning score there in the final. It's like that is just a massive play by a big player, and I think he deserves his spot. He's an actual fullback, out and out number 3. I know he didn't get a marking job in the final, but he was back around there organising pure team defence. So I think he deserves to go in at 3. I also had Paddy Morgan and McCambridge, but I put Forker at 7 because that's where he's been playing all year, kicking the scores with the left from the left, wearing 7. And then I had Silk 6 and Dylan McHugh 5.
Right, Paddy, half backline. I think that Silk, McHugh, Forker half backline.
Yeah,
it's hard to argue it. Like it's they were brilliant, all 3.
I think that'll probably be the All-Star. I've Silk McEwen as well. I thought McHugh was in the running for player of the year, and I'll tell you lads, if he kicks that score and it goes to extra time, he's not far off with a player of the year. So I thought he did a brilliant year for Galway. Silk as well. Wing back, my first little bit of a curveball, and probably why I've put Forker back at the full back line instead of McKay.
James McCarthy.
I see this team.
McCarthy, he hasn't got for McCarthy.
Macker for young player of the year. Macker or Killian O'Connor for young player of the year. I put Craig Lennon from Loud. I was at every one of Loud's games. Am I right in saying this is a bit of homework I did, lads? 4-7 from play, this young man. And I think Loud deserve an All-Star.
He's not that.
He got to the quarters. He's not that.
Jesse Lingard,
he's
28.
Yeah, he's
33. So that's my little bit of a curveball. Will he get? I think Loud might get an All-Star, lads. And it's kind of looking between him, Tommy Durden, and midfield, but midfield is stacked, so Tommy's probably not going to get.
It's one of those two, really, isn't it?
Mulroy will be in the mix. I think he'll be nominated. I don't think he's done enough from play to get in ahead of the forwards I've named. But I think Mulroy get one.
I think Mulroy, Paddy, has the best chance of getting one. Even though I think
they'll throw him in at wing forward.
The other two lads you mentioned had stronger seasons, but I think it's easier to get in.
Play.
No, he didn't. But it's easier to get in full forward line this year than it is half back line or midfield. Half back line is so strong. I'd love to share these around more, but like you can't get in with Forker, Silk, and McHugh. And then midfield, there's 4 or 5 like brilliant options midfield from the semi-final and final. So like,
it's interesting.
If you're going to slip in somewhere, you get a handy one corner forward there nearly.
That's usually the most competitive, isn't it? The full forward line is usually a complete nightmare to try and get into. But do you tell me, in your official capacity, do you think Loud will get an All-Star?
I think they should get an All-Star. I think Craig Lennon probably most consistent player across the season. Like if Paddy Mogan's getting an All-Star, I think Craig Lennon deserves one. It's just Mogan played some of his football at 2, like he did. So I can see Mogan going corner back. I can see that.
But Donegal won the provincial championship and got a round further into the semi-final, and that does come into play. Whether people like it or not, that comes into play. How far the team gets in the championship.
Totally.
But Loud, I thought played to their maximum.
Yeah, I think they deserve definitely a couple of nominations. You mentioned Tommy Durden. I'm happy he did so. He was brilliant. Craig Lennon.
Yeah, he was.
Kieran Downey is actually this might go against Mulroy. Yeah. Kieran Downey was their best footballer, but their best forward up until he got injured. He got a bad injury. He was brilliant. Yeah. So
I'd like to see Lennon get one. I would like to see Lennon get one.
Maybe it'll push him.
He got 2 goals
against
half
forward into the full forward line.
Yeah.
The positions are also fluid.
I was at every one of Loud's championship matches. That's how the
You're a proper
news talk GA coach scheduling went. I was at every one of their games. And I agree. I thought I'd be leaning towards Lennon. I thought Downey was exceptional till he got injured. I think they'll get one. I do. I think Loud will get an All-Star.
Okay,
and I've
that's
got
interesting.
Lennon,
so we've a decision to make, a goalkeeper and in the defence when we come back to it at the end of the pod. You are listening to the Football Pod. It's brought to you every week with thanks to AIB, proud sponsors of the Senior Football Championship. Check out #TheToughest for more. James, how tough was it to pick your midfield?
Very, 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 very tough. I had one cert. I had one cert in Paul Conroy. Because he's had a great season, but he had a great final. and things weren't going for their forwards, he stood up and said, I'm going to shoot from here, there and everywhere. Got 3 from play, and also competed very well in the air in the couple of times that it did go long. I thought he was inspirational and deserves one. Top player, great season.
Yeah.
The second
Agreed.
spot then,
Another Galway man?
Creeley and Grimley. Go on, what's that, Tom?
No, I thought you were going for another
Paddy.
Galway man in midfield. No,
I'm
sorry, I
not.
thought you were going.
I'm not. I'm actually going. I feel bad, but I'm going Langan midfield.
Oh,
Michael Langan.
Yeah, because
Right.
he
Kick
was
some monsters.
a class apart all year. Like Donegal's ability to kick long range scores between Thompson himself and McBurty, like he was at the heart of that. Stop teams from being able to drop too deep against them because he was kicking long range points, and some of the scores he kicked one in the semi-final standing dead still, and he launched it 35
Kick 3
40
at the semi,
meters.
Jimmy.
Yeah, but yeah, a couple of the points were just outrageous. So I really like him as a player, and I think he had a great season. So I've gone Langan midfield with Conrad.
Interesting. Okay. Paddy Andrews. What does your midfielder look like? That is an all-star, all-out attack midfield from...
Some spinners from midfield with Conroy and Langan. Full forward line never get a ball. They'd just be launching balls over the bar from 55 yards out.
That's what's happening in the game anyway.
Agree. Yeah, to be fair, yeah. Conroy, exceptional. I think he's right in the mix for player of the year. I thought he was... And he had a brilliant final. He's obviously in.
Okay.
I didn't go with Langan. I went with... This is kind of... I'm not sure between them. I went with Niall Grimley from Armagh. I think he's been brilliant. He probably came into the championship a little bit later, but I thought his final performance again was exceptional. And for me, it was a toss-up between himself and Creeley. I thought Creeley obviously had a great final himself. He kicks a couple of points. I think Armagh's midfield has been really, really strong. It's supplemented that defence. It's given them such a platform. I think did I see Creeley was named in maybe one of the teams of the year over Grimley. Maybe someone from I think it was the Sunday game team. Maybe the Armagh folk will be able to say who is perceived to be the top midfielder between them. But for me, from what I seen from Grimley in the 3 or 4 games, again, I was at Armagh in person. I thought he was brilliant. And my midfield, I think Conroy's absolutely nailed on for one, and I went with Niall.
Okay, that's interesting. I watched the Armagh Derry game live in Celtic Park in the group stages, and Niall Grimley started that day, and he was absolutely exceptional. He set the tone physically along with a couple of others, and I that's interesting to give him that shout.
And that score he got in the final was sensational. The strength, the confidence, the ability to kick the score, the timing of it, leadership, couldn't fault them.
And you know what? Plays like that can win you an All-Star.
Yeah.
Over all the other stuff, whether they should or they shouldn't, they fucking do.
But I think deservedly so as well, because that's when other fellas go quiet. Like, other fellas are thinking, please someone dig me out here, and then he's gone on that run, taking a belt, stayed on his feet. Like some fellas, like, my legs would be like, jelly, he's after making a run late in the All-Ireland final, and next thing gets a whack into the hips. Most fellas would crumble, he stays strong and throws it over. I thought it was
Jimmy, 100%, I'd be playing for the Fleeter. I'd be trying to grab the arm, pull it down. Ref! Medic! No, fair play to him. Fair play to him.
I'm surprised that Creeley wasn't given a nod. 6'5", 2 points in the Ulster final, 2 points in the All-Ireland final. But it is obviously so tight. The Sunday game, or the Radio 1 team, commentary and Paddy, they were beside us the last day. Conor McManus, Andy Moran and Mark McHugh.
Yeah.
They picked their team very quickly after the game. They released
I see them deliberating at length, heated debate.
Yeah. They went for Paul Conroy and Rian O'Neill in midfield.
Nah, get out. The 3 lads are talking out their arse there. Like.
Yeah.
I've got a text more than that. But Rian O'Neill midfield, get out of it.
Why? They must have been making place for someone in the forwards, but like, there's not that many candidates. To shoehorn fellas into other positions.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think
it's gone to such a team game. Like it's everyone. It's the strength of your team now rather than individuals. Like last year, you Clifford against Walsh in the final nearly.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago, you Clifford against Walsh in the final. It's gone. It's gone completely away from that now.
I presume Reen is getting a mention in your half-forward lines then, because we have a decision to make when we go back to midfield.
Listen, we'll get to that. All in good time, T. All in good time.
Who wants to go for your half-forward lines? Because this is a really interesting. You mentioned how deep the options were in a half-back line and in midfield.
Yeah.
This is another line of the field where there was a lot of different dynamic type of options. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I went with Connaughty.
Yeah.
Maher.
Okay.
Yes.
And Soupy Campbell.
Oh.
Wowzers. Headline.
Soupy. You're bringing in Soupy Campbell.
Let's
start there.
Where to start? There's absolutely no case for him to not be in. He was a match winner in every single game he played in knockouts. They rely on him. They've given him this role off the bench. He's embraced it. The crowd love him. The players expect him to deliver, and he delivers. He showed up in the semi-final against Kerry, kicked 2 of the best points of the season, especially the second one where he caught it and volleyed it straight away inside like half a second. Comes on the final, sets up the goal within 30 seconds with a great left-handed hand pass. And yeah, I think he's one of their best players. The fact that he's a sub is going to come against him, but the moments he's delivered in the championship, I think he is a cert. And he's one of my favourite players of the year.
Yeah, he's such a profile, and he did have massive impacts. Would he be the first? You'll know this more.
Yeah, Paddy, don't ask me what you're going to ask me, because I have a better question for you.
Well,
did the Dubs feel like...
You tell me.
No. No.
Would he be the first sub to win an All-Star? There's been a sub in every game. Come on, you even figure that out, T. You're a man for this.
The game has changed.
I know, Jimmy. I hear you. That was a good case. You sold that well.
He's
in the mix.
It would be great for the game if a sub did get an All-Star. And like what it would do for finishers around the country. You know, like it would be such an easy conversation to drop a fella from home.
Managers. The managers would fucking love it.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, you can get an All-Star here. Like, the managers would be pulling for that one going, give Campbell an All-Star and we can have a hell of a lot easier conversations next summer now.
We need you off the bench. No mention of being absolutely terrible the week before.
It is such a different dynamic coming into a game with 25 minutes to go, and we've seen certain players have unbelievable impacts. Did the Dubs feel like Kevin McMiniman should have won one during that spell when he was coming on a lot and making game-changing impacts?
I think Kevin would have been nominated for a couple. He had an incredible impact for us off the bench. And you're right, like it's like an unwritten rule that very traditional. The guys have started 1 to 15 in all the games. They're generally the front runners. But you're right. There's been super subs in the past, and I know people don't like that. The players themselves don't like that term. I know Kev would have been mad on that, but they have a massive impact on the bearing of it. Now, whether I can't remember someone of that mould. I remember Maurice Fitz back in the day. Paddy wasn't playing from the start. Kev with us was obviously a very high profile sub impact player would come in.
Donny won 1 of 14, but he obviously only started the semi-final and the final. But
he started the games, the semi-final and final. Campbell has been on the pitch in every game and come in. I think he's got a massive chance. I think Kev probably just over the course of his career probably could have nicked one.
Okay.
But I've Connaughty in agreement. I think he's nailed on. He had a quiet semi-final, but his performance in the final alone, I thought he was exceptional. And throughout the season, he had a brilliant league campaign. Talk about consistency. You're talking about Niall Morgan earlier on for Tyrone, Jimmy. I thought Connaughty's been brilliant for Armagh. Someone different in that forward line. So he's a real find. Johnny Marr, what a season. What an impact. Unorthodox, but what about having an impact on all the big games, whether it's man marking, breaking up plays. He got a couple of turnovers on Sunday and the ref gave a foul against him, and you're just thinking, we were looking at each other going, that's unbelievable play to get the ball back there. He's a brilliant player to have in the team. I'd say he's nailed on. I hope he is. I think so too. I think he deserves one. And the wing forward, the other spot, was tricky, and I had it between three.
Who?
Campbell was one of them.
Really? Okay.
Campbell was. Yeah, he had to be. Kieran Thompson from Donegal. I just love the long rangers. Like again, we've seen a lot of Donegal's games. Gets a couple in the semi-final as well against Galway. Such an important player for them, and has been for a number of years. And then Killy McDade. And
Who'd you go for?
I went with McDade. Maybe, yeah. Like, not a lot between them. McDade, I thought he had a really good final. I thought he was exceptional against Dublin in the quarters. A bit quieter against Donegal in the semis. And he was kind of injured before that. Fuck, I don't know, lads.
He
This
didn't
is what
have
I
a
mean.
good.
It's
He didn't
tight.
have a good first half of the final. But the thing with McDade, I find is, I think he's a big
leader.
game and a big moments player. He's like, we need to do something, and he goes and does it. Like he got the point to kind of start them back up again in the final, and then gets another one. And then he just had that turnover at the end. If he didn't have that, I nearly had him in.
I know. I don't know if he'll get one, to put it that way. That wing forward spot, I think Connolly and Maher will be pretty much nailed on.
And why is
They're
Connolly
so
nailed
little.
on? Just give us a minute on Connolly there.
All Ireland final. You get man of the match and have that impact on the final. If you do fuck off for the rest of the season, you are right in the mix. But he had a really good season outside of that. They might do this. There's a little jiggy thing. What age is Oisin Connolly?
Oh, he's young player of the year. He's in the mix for young player of the year. Yeah,
they could do that. Give you young player of the year and not give you an all-star.
I'd rather.
But you know,
what would you rather?
All-star.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, all-star's the kick.
Young player of the year is a bit like the Richie Sadlier fucking 1 goal against Tunisia in the qualifier.
One, you're throwing Richie Sadlier under the bus, which isn't fair. And two, young player of the year isn't bad. Like come on.
Nah,
it's
I'm
not
only
the worst
joking.
thing to
I'm
have.
only joking.
I take it. But he's going to be up against it with James McCarthy in that field. So I don't know.
And I think it was a cap, not a goal, James. So you even got that slur on.
No, delete that. I feel bad for saying that.
no, Richie keep that on to you. Keep it in.
Let Richie get on to a go, you cheeky little bastard.
Right, I'm going to
do you know what I'm saying? Is there no one's grabbing that position?
Right,
do you know we're talking about nailed on? Yeah.
Maybe Soupy's in the mix though. Maybe
he definitely is in the mix.
I'd be shocked if he doesn't get it because the way the game is gone, they need to start rewarding finishers. Tell you.
Interesting to hear that.
Interesting.
Now,
we'll see.
James, can you give me your 3 full forwards quickly? Because I actually am going to leg it to get my charger, and Paddy, you're going to actually just keep this moving. So James, give me your 3.
Showing the road.
Question James on his 3 as well here, because I'm going to be going.
Well, it could be quite similar.
Okay, I have gone with Conor Turbot.
Right.
You
can explain it after.
Top scorer for play.
No. Explain it to Paddy.
Oh,
Go on,
yeah.
do your next one.
Full forward, I've gone Reno O'Neill.
Ooh.
Right.
All Armagh.
Operating between the two. And I've gone with Oisin Gallen then in the other corner.
Right.
So
Notable mentions for anyone there?
not really.
Or not? This is what I mean. Like normally, there's 10 lads in the full forward line going, "How can they leave him out? How can they leave him out?" I have the same.
Corner forwards
Or the
are
exact
just
same.
it wasn't a year for them. It was not a year for the inside line. Like even in the final, Walsh, Comer, Finnerty went off fair enough, but Tierney went in there. They didn't get any ball. On the other side, Turbot, Murnan,
Ripped off.
Grugan around there. They weren't getting any ball in there. The game was played between the two 45s. So it was difficult to pick that. I put Reno O'Neill in the full forward line because I had to free up someone. I had to put Maher centre forward because I can't put Maher inside. So Reno O'Neill coming out.
Yeah. Reid O'Neill's definitely going to get one. And I have the same full forward line of Reid O'Neill, Oisin Gallen and Conor Turbot. What they might do, they might bump Reid O'Neill out to wing forward and they might give Rob Finnerty one. And Finnerty, if he had a big final, and it's unfortunate because he just goes off injured after 10 minutes, and we see how much goal we missed him. Finnerty potentially could nick one. Shane Walsh, unfortunately for the final, is not going to get one. Same with Comer, he's a quiet semi-final final. No, like from Kerry, Cliff was quiet. No. Khan for Dublin was probably their best forward, but they're beating the quarterfinals. And Khan
wasn't at his best
at the end of the goal. Game doesn't get it, so he's probably not going to get one.
Do you know, as much as it's about how they played, like I think they need to play outstanding in terms of their own form as well. Like,
yeah, it's relative to their own expectations.
Yeah, so Clifford could have been grand, and he'd still be better than most. But you need to play really well of outside your own standards as well, I think, to get one. I think Turbot and Gallen stepped it up another gear this year. That's why I have them in.
Yeah.
Like they did. They went.
I agree.
They went a step higher. Finnerty then.
100%.
I feel sorry for Finnerty because 10 minutes into the final, you're looking over at the sideline, you're saying, lads, I have to come off. Like, that feeling is horrible. Horrible. You knew he was in trouble as soon as it happened, or as soon as he kicked the free. He was like, "No, lads, I'm gone," which was sickening for him.
And he was
I didn't give him one. Huh?
He looked like he was on it as well.
Well, he was sharp to win the
point.
ball, and then he just gets the bang in the knee. But I'd say he was trying to convince himself for the last couple of weeks that his knee was fine. Even in interviews, he was like, "No, it's grand, it's grand." But it obviously wasn't, and you could see it in a couple of games when he was heavily strapped. He just wasn't free. So hopefully he gets back from that injury quickly and has a right cut off it again next year, because he has all the talent.
Jimmy, he might get one. He still might get one. I think he's right in the mix, and out of. I do agree with that point that it's, whether you like it or not, it is relative to the expectations of the player. Like Turbot does have an exceptional year, but if Clifford wasn't David Clifford, say he's had a pretty serious year for Kerry, but his standards are so high, and this is where I feel, and we spoke about the other night on Monday, Shane Walsh is probably getting a bit harsher criticism than I think other players will get, because everyone in the country knows how good this guy is, and everyone in Galway, and he knows this himself. So I had the same full forward line. I went Reid O'Neill, O'Shea Gallen, I think deserves one. I think all the injury trouble he's had in the past, this was a real season, a breakout year for him under Donegal. He's kind of taken on the mantle as their key scorer from McBrearty, and will be for the next few years. I think he's only going to get better. Turbot as well, very similar story. He will get better. What a weapon he will be for Armagh going forward. He had a quiet final. He comes off after 45 minutes, misses the free in the first half. That could happen. But I think the body of work he put together over the season, like we were talking last week, lads, if he's a good final, he's going to win Player of the Year. So that's the form he produced. So I think he's definitely going to get one as well, and I think he does deserve one. And what I agree on Finnerty. I think he's probably the only inside forward from Galway who's really legitimately got a chance of winning one. And they might forget about Soupy Campbell. They'll bump Reid O'Neill out to wing forward, and they could give Finnerty one inside. But outside of that,
so did you put Finnerty in?
It's not. No, I have the same full forward line as you.
So the only difference we've had there is you've put in McDade and I've put in forward.
Yeah.
So there's 4 decisions to make, lads, to finalise our football pod.
You're the boss, T. You're the boss.
Well, no, I'm leaving it up to you two. Like,
He loves this now, Paddy. The bit of power.
Did we go Sean Patton, who was Paddy's shout, or Niall Morgan, who was James's shout? Which way are we leaning there?
I think we need to represent more than 3 teams, so I think I'm happy with my decision.
We just gave you this tea. We're not going to change in 30 seconds. Like,
do you know what, Paddy?
You have to own it.
I'm going to give that one to James. Give the nod to Niall Morgan.
Yeah, no surprise.
So Niall Morgan's on the team. Second decision to make in our defence.
Just go with Jimmy's 4 picks. Go on.
Do we go with Craig Lennon from Loud, Paddy's pick, or Aaron McKay, the goal scorer in the All-Ireland final of Armagh from James? James, I think we're going to go with Craig Lennon here on Paddy's side.
I'm happy with Craig Lennon being in. I think that he had a great year, but controversial because the backs are so strong. But anyway, carry on.
I do think he's in with a shout of an All-Star. I do think Aaron McKay will win an All-Star, but Craig Lennon has won a football pod star. So there you go.
Which is arguably more important.
It's more prestigious. They should all get a jersey company, free jersey of their choice. That would be a great partnership.
That's actually a very good idea. Yeah, it's a very good idea.
This says FIFA World Cup France '98 on it as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Nice. This is the bee's knees.
Is that it? That's the he was wearing that.
I think he wore it in the final.
Is that the actual jersey?
Yeah.
That's Brazil. Brilliant. Okay, 2 more decisions to make. Midfield. Paul Conroy's a shoe-in. Niall Grimley or Michael Langan. Does anyone want to jump in here and make the case? There's a load of contenders for midfield.
I'm happy with the
piece. What do you think the All-Star team will be?
I think Ben Creeley wins an All-Star. Genuinely, like.
Creeley, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
And Grimley will miss out. Conroy's nailed on.
Yeah, I think Conroy and Creeley, but I
don't think Langan will get one. Maybe at week forward. Maybe that could be.
I'd be leaning towards Michael Langan. I'd be leaning towards
Yeah,
Michael
no, I
Langan.
could go with that case. But
I
hold
think
on, if you're
Langan
going
is
Langan,
a terrific player. Like, he is.
but then you've neither of the Armagh midfielders in there.
I know, and that is.
I just can't believe
that's
neither of you
unlikely.
went for Ben Creeley. Now Crimley's been brilliant. I just think Creeley's their all-star midfielder.
Okay.
Unfortunately for you, Tom, he's not in the reckoning.
Not
So
today.
you gotta pick one of the two we have put up.
This is a football pod all-star selection. So I think we'll go with. Oh, it's hard to know because Grimley had such big plays. This is very difficult.
Do you know, it would be cool if the Jersey company sent them all out of Jersey as a prize for getting in the All-Star. And then, like...
And a little note from us. A personalised note from the football pod.
Yeah, that'd be class.
Yeah, that'd be a classy touch.
That's showbiz there. Like.
The
Come on,
football
Tom.
pod stars. I'm trying to see now. Yeah, I don't know.
It's Langan or
Go back to
Grimley.
work here, like Jesus Christ, like.
Grimley
Langan won
Grimley
the
was
title,
suspended, wasn't he?
4
He only
points.
came in...
No, he wasn't suspended. He'd been injured and he came in late. He came in the ultra final.
Maybe Langan. I'm happy to give this to Langan. Go on.
I'm going to go Langan, yeah. Okay, and then the final slot.
But to not have an Armagh
I'd rather
midfield, either one of
sacrifice-
them, it's crazy.
I'd rather sacrifice Langan to get Campbell in. So if you're going to do this political shite where you give James this one and Paddy the next one, you can
He's like Simon
backtrack
Harris.
very lively, brother.
Corral's shaking it. No, I'll make this really easy. I'll give you Soupy Campbell.
Right.
Because I'm not overly sold on McDade.
Okay, that's fair. And I'll give you Grimley.
Oh, well, I'm happy to go Langan.
No, I'll give you Langan.
and Campbell.
So I'm just giving away all my picks. But I want, fuck's sake.
This is how
Well,
it's
he gave
done.
me Craig Lennon. Yeah. It's just barter, isn't it? This is how the actual All-Stars is picked. It's
This is how you got shafted for a decade, Paddy.
a peek behind the curtain here. Like, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
Would you love to hear the
there is-
conversations they had about you, Paddy? I wonder.
Yes. Marty Morrissey saying, don't do much of that thing. Marty! Fuck's sake, Marty!
Oh.
Okay.
No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
There we go. That is the Football Pod All-Stars for 2024. Niall Morgan, Barry McCambridge, Aidan Forker, Patter Mogan, Dylan McHugh, Liam Silk, Craig Lennon, Paul Conroy, Michael Langan, who won an Ulster title and kicked 4 points in semi-final, Oisin Connerty, John Maher, Soupy Campbell, the finisher, Conor Turbot, Rian O'Neill, and Oisin Gallen. I haven't even clocked up how many the winners got and the runners-up got. But are you happy with that, lads? Are you happy with...
I
you
will
got
stand
there?
over that. I'll
I'm
fight
pretty
over
happy.
that team.
Yeah, the fact we gave Loud one, gave Tyrone one, which is debatable, but look, he was a very good season. Good few Armagh, deservedly so, as they won it. Sprinkling of Galway, and then Donegal, Ulster champions, and had a great season, deserved their few as well. So yeah, I'm happy.
Which another way to look at it, who will be on to you on Twitter giving out? Like, who can feel hard done by there? There's
Goff.
no Mayo players. There's
Goff will
no
be on.
Roscommon players. Ref of the year will be Sean Hurson. I'm happy with Sean Hurson, ref of the year. Like, maybe for Mayo, who maybe ain't no shake, Ryan O'Donoghue, but not over any of these guys. Dublin, Khan, Costello, maybe, but again, not over these guys. Kerry, Paddy, Clifford, maybe. David wasn't himself.
Brian Begley, I thought, had a good season
Brian
for Kerry,
Begley,
and Tom,
maybe, but
Tom Sullivan.
but not ahead of these guys.
Yeah,
Tom
probably
Sullivan
not.
kicked those balls into the fucking net. It'd be a very different All-Star team. I'll put it that way. But he didn't. So
Brendan McCall
Brendan
never
McCall,
got a shout.
yeah.
He was a good
Brendan
shout.
Cole, maybe, yeah.
Johnny McGrath from Galway never got a shout. We've what 1, 2, 3, 4 Galway players. So I just wondered have I got this right. 6 Armagh, 4 Galway, 3 Donegal, 1 Tyrone, 1 Louth. That is the football pod.
I'm happy. I feel like that's equitable. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's
I
our
have a
player of the
feeling
year,
we're
so?
gonna get-
Oh shit! The bed player of the year.
Who's our 3 contenders? Give me your contenders. Give me 1 contender each.
Conroy.
Paddy.
Yes.
Okay, Paddy, he's gone for Conroy. Who are you going for?
He went for the easiest one, quickest off the buzzer. I think Reid O'Neill will be nominated.
Really?
Oh, I think he will. Yeah. I don't think
It'll have to be
and
two Armagh, one Galway, won't it?
I like Barry McCambridge is surely the Armagh nomination.
McCambridge, Reid O'Neill, and Paul Conroy.
Okay, I would have.
And I think Paul Conroy should win it.
Okay, I'd have thrown Johnny Maher in there actually as a nomination. I don't know if he will get
Johnny
one.
Maher's not going to be nominated for Player of the Year.
Okay, I would have had him in there as a nomination given the impact that he had, the Fenton job he did, the impact in the final. But that's interesting. You think Paul Conroy will win it? Does Paul Conroy win the Football Pod Footballer of the Year?
Yeah, for me he does, yeah.
James?
It's a close one with McCambridge, all right.
I think
But
I'd be giving it to McCambridge. Who you get the cast?
Cambridge played in the full back line. So
You can't do it, Jimmy. You can't give it.
I'm not giving Cannavaro Ballon d'Or again, like. So Conroy for me. Great season. Both brilliant seasons.
Yeah.
And it would be a great way to reward Conroy's career as well, because he's been so good since 2008. Is it 2008?
Oh,
That's
16
ridiculous.
seasons,
Like,
yeah.
how the fuck has he been there since
Played
2008?
against him, Jimmy.
So yeah,
Conroy
I'm
will win
happy
it,
Conroy.
and Conroy should win it.
Fully deserved. Okay, Paddy Andrews, James Donoghue, you have a full day of work ahead of you. Thank you very much for joining me on the Football Pod member show this week. Thanks to all of our members for tuning in. We hope anyone who made the Aidan O'Shea show on Friday night enjoyed it. If you didn't make it, you can watch it back. We had great crack with Aidan. Really enjoyable show. And well done on picking your team. Well done to all our winners and anyone who was nominated. And best of luck in the actual All-Stars in a couple of months' time. The Football Pods.
Enjoy your jerseys. Enjoy your jerseys, lads.
Little bit of
And
all the
personalised notes.
We'll work on prizes. Leave it with me. We'll work on prizes. The pod is brought to you as always with thanks to AIB. This has been the inter-county season for the Football Pod. We will be back. We've got some really exciting stuff planned for the winter months. We're taking a little break now. There'll be a couple of club episodes as well. So best of luck, James. And Cratlow are out in action on Friday as well.
Best of luck
so
to you,
keeping
Tom.
the head down. I'm keeping the head down for a few weeks. Okay. Paddy Andrews,
Say
James
no.
Donoghue. Be good. Thanks,
See you,
boys.
boys.
See you later, boys. Well done.